All right, let me bring in Congressman Charles Boustany from Louisiana and the chair of the Ways and Means Oversight Committee. It's good to see you, Congressman. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Not all the Republicans have been critical. In fact, Chairman Issa called Miller's resignation extremely good first step. Do you agree with that?
Well, I'm not surprised by that first step by the White House, but let me just say that doesn't answer all the questions that remain. We have a number of questions that were not answered by the Inspector General's report. We want to know who made these decisions, where was the authority, who knew what, and at what point in time, and why was the IRS consistently and persistently evasive and misleading in their responses to us, because we've been inquiring about this for the last 2 years in letters and in the context of formal hearings.
So what is your first question? You are going to be holding the first congressional hearing into the IRS scandal tomorrow. We should point out that in this and in neither of the others is there any indication that the president is implicated in this, but are you looking for how high you think this goes? What specifically are you going to be asking?
Well, I'm very concerned about what's been happening internally within the IRS. We started looking at a number of these issues 2 years ago, and I've had serious concerns about poor management practices, just a whole array of problems within the structure of the IRS. And now, with these abuses coming to light, with the politicization, we need to get to the bottom of this. And I just refuse to believe that low-level officials ran completely amok on this. I think clearly there had to be some direction, and we know that the director of exemptizations, who holds a relatively senior position in the IRS, knew about this, but consistently failed to reveal information to us despite our intensive inquiries. Same thing with the acting commissioner. And so we want to know what happened. We want to lay out the exact timeline of what happened with this. Let's get the facts on the table. The American people deserve to know. Consider the fact
that... Well, I would say that your colleagues on both sides of the aisle have said this about the IRS, that there are still questions out there that they want answered. But there is also some concern that's been expressed that a lot of time, particularly on the Republican side, has been spent on investigations and other things that maybe the American people don't see as relevant. For the 38th time today, since 2011, Republicans are going to vote for the repeal of Obamacare, something they've spent 15% of their time on. And I want to play for you what Congressman Emanuel Cleaver had to say about that.
We've got so many real issues to face that it is almost obscene that we're going to lose some time dealing with a non-issue. And I think that the obsession has created a madness.
And it's not just the Democrats who are complaining. Charles Krauthammer is saying Republicans have to watch out. They're going beyond the established facts. We heard from, or actually that was Bill O'Reilly. Charles Krauthammer talked about Benghazi and said, look, you've got to stop comparing it to Watergate and to Nixon. Is there a danger for Republicans in overreach here?
Well, there can be a danger, and I've cautioned my colleagues not to overreach. We don't want hyperbole. We want legitimate oversight, vigorous, thorough oversight, and that's what I've tried to do with my subcommittee, and that's basically what led to all of this ultimately being revealed. But we're going to get the facts on the table. Consider the fact that the IRS is perhaps the most powerful entity within our government. It interfaces with every single taxpayer. It has the power to destroy, and we cannot allow abuses. And so all of this has to come to light. We're going to lay it all out in a very clear timeline, and we want to know who was responsible and how far up it goes. I think it's critical to find this out. This is important oversight. Congress will continue to work vigorously, and I'm glad the President has launched the Justice Department investigation into this. I think that's healthy. It's a good thing, but it will not deter our efforts. We have a constitutional role in this to ensure that the law is being followed without partiality and without politicization.
Congressman Boustany, it is good to have you on the program. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
You know, Susan, there are